Writing to the Colossian church, St. Paul says this: "Put on then as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another, and if one has complaint against another, forgiving each other. As the Lord has forgiven you, so you also must forgive. And above all these, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony, and let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you are called in one body, and be thankful." We can never forget that the Christian life isn't just one that's lived alone, right? So we're called not only into relationship with God as individual Christians, but we're called into this whole community of God, this whole people that God has set apart for himself. Paul calls it the body of Christ on earth, this holy community. So let me be the first to say that it can often be really difficult to get along, even with fellow Christians, with fellow brothers and sisters. We're all flawed and we're all broken human beings. But that doesn't change that we're called to love, okay? Paul says, let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. And we do this by remembering and being thankful first for what Jesus has done through his life and through his death and through his resurrection. And second, we cultivate gratitude in our hearts for those that God has placed us in community with. As we remind ourselves, each person has been uniquely gifted and crafted even in the image of God. And so they show us glimpses of him, and every person has gifts that they've been given to use for the sake of Jesus. And so we're called to find those things out in other people, to look for those things and to celebrate those things and be thankful for those things. So it's never easy, but it is our calling to be one body, united in love for Christ. And I think that this kind of holy community really begins with a thankful heart.